I ask that we start straight away, please? Because obviously we're training very quickly, so thank you for your assistance. No questions?
¿Quién me hace la primera? Juan Carlos.
Buenas tardes. Escuchándole después de cada partido, da la sensación de que usted sigue siendo optimista para sacar adelante al equipo. Pero ¿entiende el malestar que existe y la percepción de que cada vez esto va peor? De cada vez de las provincias.
Yes, I can understand. Until we start getting the results that we all expect and want, then those questions will still come my way. From my point of view, look, you'll find out in time. My belief is still very strong. I'm still very optimistic. The work is good from the players. I think that in the 10 results in La Liga and Copa since I came here, we've won 3, drawn 5 and lost 2. And that's not good enough in terms of obviously what we expect. But I think the 10 results before I came here were we lost 4, drew 2, won 4, so they're not too much different in terms of the games. Now the problem is obviously that my victories have come in Copa del Rey, and we need to start winning in La Liga. So in terms of the 10 comparable games in Copa del Rey and La Liga, pre and post, there isn't too much difference, other than the fact that obviously in La Liga we haven't won yet. We keep coming back from losing positions. The spirit is fantastic. They're a fitter group of players, and my preference would have been to come in and add a bigger impact in terms of victories and lots of victories, because obviously that would have settled everybody down. But sometimes when you buy a new house, you have to renovate it a little bit. You have to move the furniture around to get it to your liking. You have to work things out, orientate yourself. And that's both the players and myself. And from my point of view, I'm comfortable that we'll start to see the results come in the coming weeks. Because my belief is strong that the work that's going on is good from the players and from myself. But I completely understand your question, and I completely understand that that question will continue to come my way. I thank the Valencia fans for their patience. My determination to reward them and to be good for them is as strong as ever. In fact, it's more strong the more I hear questions like that from yourself.
Muy buenas, aquí Chema del taller deportivo de Deportivo. Dijo en la última rueda de prensa que explicaría más el tema de los capitanes. ¿Nos lo puede explicar ahora? ¿Qué pasó con el tema de la capitanía y del brazalete? Gracias.
Sorry, I didn't say in my last press conference that I would go into great detail in this press conference, so can you clarify the question? Sorry. Pardon.
Sí, bueno, yo entendí que usted iba a explicar con más detalle el tema de por qué el cambio de capitanes, el comunicado que ayer hace oficial el club y por qué a mitad de temporada se cambian los capitanes. ¿Cuáles son los motivos y las razones de cambiar el brazalete?
No, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can I explain in detail?
Yeah, I want to know more details about
Yeah, I understand he wants to know more details, but I said I would explain more detail there.
No, you didn't.
No. So I don't believe I said, I might be wrong, I need to go back through my press conference after the game, but I don't believe I said that I would explain in great detail.
Maybe I'm wrong, sorry, maybe I'm wrong, I have...
Yeah, okay. I think my explanation was very detailed after the game against Las Palmas on Thursday. I said that there was no problem between me and Danny, that it was a mutual decision, that we'd been speaking about this even before Christmas. It had come up in conversation, and the timing was right last week. I think what I did say after the game was that I hadn't had a chance to speak to some of the other players. I think that's what I said. And that we would clarify further detail tomorrow, or yesterday as it was at the time, and I think we did that in a statement yesterday when we released the captains for the rest of the season. So I think that's maybe where the confusion's come from, that obviously I'd not spoken to Diego Alves and Javi Fuego because of the fact that I wanted to keep it as confidential as possible, and I think you'll understand that to keep things confidential around here is quite difficult. It was a very sensitive situation pre-game against Las Palmas. Myself and Danny were both very happy with it. I think I said after the game that if Danny Parejo was unhappy or I was unhappy, he wouldn't have been out on the pitch either way. And you saw that he played for 90 minutes with great spirit and fight. The situation is closed as far as I'm concerned. I accept that you might want further detail, but there is no further detail other than the fact that both me and Danny are happy with this discussion, with the discussions that we've had. And we give you the extra detail yesterday in the club statement that confirmed the 4 captains for the rest of the season. So that's maybe where the confusion came at the beginning of the question in terms of the extra detail. Sorry.
Hola, mister. Buenos días, Manu Jimeno del Desmarque. O buenas tardes. Eran dos preguntas. Le hago primero una y luego la otra.
Sí, sí.
Ayer se produjo una reunión, sin querer que revele nada de la reunión, queda de puertas para adentro, pero sí que en qué términos se produjo, si pudo hablar con la presidenta, con Leijun, con Suso García Pitarch.
I prefer to talk about the football match. I think I said when I met Suso on Monday that this was the first opportunity for me really to sit down with him properly and have a full discussion about our relationship, how we were going to work, how the club was going to work. Leijun came to Valencia on Thursday, and it was the first opportunity that the three of us have had to sit down together and discuss things and go through things. So again, if it was a very private meeting, I think that this is not a very private place, and I think that that's been proven that we wouldn't, if we wanted to really meet without you knowing, we could do. So the idea was just sitting down and discussing the club, the sporting situation, the team, and general matters is something that would happen in every single business, every single week. This is not a business, it's a football club, and it would be normal, I would think. I think that the fans and everyone would expect that we would sit down regularly and have meetings and discuss things, and we just happened to have it yesterday in the training ground, because that's where obviously I was, and if it's such a private meeting, then it wouldn't be at the training ground. Trust me, it would be something elsewhere.
Y esto sí que es de fútbol. ¿Qué espera? Yo le vengo preguntando, o le pregunté el otro día por los goles en contra, por ir siempre detrás en el marcador. ¿Qué partido espera? Vimos una mejoría defensiva contra Las Palmas en el partido de Copa. ¿Esperas que esa mejoría se traduzca también en Liga, en conseguir puntos y sobre todo en conseguir esa victoria, ¿no? que está deseando todo el mundo?
Yes, that's what I desperately want, more than anything tomorrow. And I think that you're right. There were the game against Las Palmas. There were a lot of things in that game, and now having watched it back from the tactical camera, which gives me the bird's eye view of the pitch with all players in terms of their position, so I understand it from every point of the game. I'm happy with a lot of the things that I saw. Of course, we need to improve certain aspects, but I think that you understand that on Thursday evening against Las Palmas, we deserved to win that game. I think 2-3-1 would have been a fair reflection of the performance and of the game, but it didn't happen for us. I can't remember Las Palmas having a moment in front of our goal, other than the fact that obviously they had a free kick that it was unfortunate that we ended up scoring an own goal from, but apart from that, it was a good defensive performance. We need to carry that forward obviously into La Liga. Away from home in La Liga is obviously, we're going to get put under pressure tomorrow, so it'll be a case of us having to stand up to that pressure, and I'm expecting a spirited, fighting Valencia team tomorrow out on that pitch to go and get the result that we want, because in La Liga, to win away from home, you need to be at your very best, you need to be strong defensively, you need to be focused, concentrated, and that starts today, that starts this afternoon in the training ground. And I think that against Las Palmas the other night, there was a high level of concentration in terms of defensive performance, and there were certain things that I liked a lot in the game, so we have to carry those forward, but you'll get a chance to ask me after the game tomorrow night, I'm sure you'll be there.
Mister, aquí Pablo García para Deportes 4. Teniendo en cuenta la exigencia del rival de mañana y que en el fútbol al final lo importante son los resultados, si mañana no se ganase, ¿usted entendería que se empezara a cuestionar su puesto?
in football, that will always be the situation. But I've been here 4 weeks. Give me some time, please. The situation wasn't fantastic before I came. It's not as if I've come here and the team was winning every single week. The team was struggling before I came, and I've been here 4 weeks. Obviously, if you take out, was it 4 weeks? Yeah. If you take out the 7 days break for Christmas, I understand the mentality. I don't like it. I didn't like it when I wasn't a coach. So I'm not just saying now that, oh, I'm a coach, you need to stick up for me. No, I'm not saying that. I was the same when I wasn't a coach. How a coach can dramatically change things in 4 weeks, I'm not sure. However, I think we are making changes. I think you've seen that I'm willing to make decisions, and that the team are fighting back in every single game nearly, because we're conceding goals, but we're fighting back. They're showing great spirit, and they're working harder, and they're actually, I think, a lot fitter, and that's showing in the performances in terms of fitness results. So the things that obviously are frustrating, obviously losing Paco Alcácer is a frustration for us. Not having certain players fit all the time is a frustration for us, but I feel very optimistic, and the fact that you want to question my job after 4 weeks here, I can't stop. I don't agree with, but I can't stop. I respect the position that you're in, and I respect that people will always ask that question, but it's a real nonsense. I have to say that in 4 weeks' time that I'm in this position where I'm being asked this question, but it's not going to stop until I win football matches. I need to win football matches. But I need to also do the right things in the dressing room, on the training field, get to a point whereby we're ready to win consistently. And obviously up to now we've not been at that stage, but I feel as though we will be in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and that's my honest opinion.
Pascual Calabuig, del periódico Superdeporte, quería hacerle dos preguntas. La primera, ha dicho al principio de la rueda de prensa que a veces cuando llegas a una casa nueva tienes que reformarla cambiando algunos muebles de lugar. Muchas otras veces también cuando se reforma una casa pues se va al mercado y se compra algún mueble nuevo. ¿Usted contempla esta posibilidad, la de comprar algún mueble nuevo para reformar su Valencia? ¿Un fichaje?
I'm going to be very direct on this. I think Damir explained in the press conference before the game against Las Palmas the situation of the club in respect of signings, and I think that if you want him to explain it again, I'm very happy for him to. But from my point of view, that should clear it up, and I know we keep going round in a loop on this question, but the most important thing is that I get Soso Faguli back on the pitch, who's training again. We get Diego Alves back in form of selection, that we get Enzo Perez back, able and ready to play football again and ready to go. These are the real key focal points of my situation here. And Damir has got a very good answer for you in respect of the other side of things.
Una más. ¿Está convencido de que Dani Parejo se va a quedar en el Valencia? ¿De que no va a salir del equipo?
In my opinion, yes.
Hola Dakari, Julián Burgos de AS. Has comentado antes algo de la lesión de Paco Alcácer. Con la lesión de Paco Alcácer, Álvaro Negredo tendrá que ser el único delantero, digamos, puro del equipo. ¿Está preparado Álvaro para jugar, si tiene que jugar 3 partidos seguidos, por decirlo? Domingo, jueves, domingo, otra vez.
I think now the work that we've been doing with Alvaro over the last 4 or 5 weeks, the work that he's been putting in himself, which has been obviously a lot, I think you've seen the improvements in his ability to be able to play longer periods of matches. And the reason that I was desperate to get Alvaro Negredo back into the squad and back into playing matches again was for a situation like this. Can you imagine if we were in this situation now where Alvaro hadn't played for 4 months, let alone 3 months? So I'm very grateful to have Alvaro here. He's been an important part of the first month that I've had here at the club. He scored many goals in that period. And from that point of view now, we feel that the work that's been done on the training pitch and in the matches that he's played, and he's not playing every game, but he's got some good minutes under his belt, enable him now to come in and be able to play in that role. And obviously we have a couple of other players like Santimina, Rodrigo Moreno, who can play in that role as well if required. But obviously, you know, Alvaro is one of the two focal point strikers that we have at the club, and I think that ultimately the decision to get Alvaro fit, to give him minutes, is now going to pay off in this next couple of weeks.
Muy bien.
Any more? Thank you. Gracias.